think that the universe will reciprocate what you put out. And I believe you make good choices. You surround yourself with good people. Good things will happen to you. Doing things the right way all the time. And then putting your best foot forward. I think just literally showcasing who you are at all times. You never know who you're going to meet. I learned this at a late stage. It was all just basketball, basketball, basketball. Just do basketball.
Yeah.
Be good at basketball. And I was like, well, I got more. Like, I'm a leader. Like, I enjoy talking to people.
Yep.
Like, it fills my cup.
Isaiah Lopez, 2024, guard, 6'2", 180 pounds, SAT 1370. Not bad, man. 4.1 GPA could be better. I tell my kids that all the time. Slacker. Just it's like, you get too lazy, man. Number 7, Elite Prep WA. How do we get a hold of you first things first? If people want to track you, know who you are, and follow you. In terms of your social media handles.
Social media. So you can follow the business page at Locked In Elite.
Okay.
That's Locked In. You see on the shirt.
Yep.
_ Elite. You'll follow all the information as far as training goes, camps. I'm training as young as 6 years old, all the way up to overseas pros. And then I have my girls U17 and U16 program.
Okay.
Very competitive, like-minded players. They believe in each other. They work hard. So it's kind of what I'm trying to bring to the table.
Do you find them or do they find you?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I'm not out here heavily recruiting.
Yep.
So it's more so them finding me. But when I do find that diamond in the rough and I feel like that potential is not tapped in,
yeah,
I'm drawn to those players because I wasn't sought after as far as recruitment goes. I'm from the West Valley in Arizona. So
not the biggest exposure for basketball.
It's not. And so we get overlooked quite a bit. So my girls are predominantly in the West Valley.
Yep.
Talent's there, resources may not be.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to bring that and be that light, that resource for the players as far as on the girls' side and even boys. I train both, but the girls' program has really just hit the ground running.
So you're in Arizona.
Arizona.
For those who don't know anything about you, you're in the West Valley in Arizona?
West Valley, predominantly out of Goodyear, Avondale, Litchfield, Surprise, small community, as you can imagine. We're growing really, really quick, but we have a lot of work to do. We're trying to bring what we're seeing here now in California. I'm trying to do the same thing back in my hometown.
So we are here at the West Coast Elite Summer Classic in Seal Beach, California.
Yes.
Why did you come here? Why did you bring people here as well?
Exposure.
Okay.
I think, and after game 1, I had 2 coaches reach out about one of my point guards, Shea Anthony, who's going to be a senior at Shadow Ridge. I have another one, Alice Borgade, a senior. We're getting all the JUCO love around in Arizona, but I know these girls, that potential is untapped. So we're trying to get there. We're seeing coaches, hopefully seeing the same things, and then getting them against better competition. So we're out in Arizona. We're doing work. We're doing what we're supposed to do. We're getting wins, but I need them to push themselves and see what it takes to be at that next level. So we're out here playing teams like Paul George. We're out here playing West Coast Elite. They always have great teams. And we're hanging in there. So we're 3-0, our 16U.
Fantastic.
We're 1-2, and we dropped 2 very winnable games. And so they're growing from those learning experiences. They're all, upset about losses, and I'm like, you guys got better today.
So you didn't yell at them? You didn't throw a chair across the court?
Oh, no. I'm not throwing chairs. They actually say, Coach, when you do yell at us, it kind of sticks a little bit more. They know that it's out of love. It's out of me trying to get them to that next step, to that next level.
I'm always interested in that because there's some coaches who are old school, fire and brimstone yellers, and there are some coaches who aren't. And I'm wondering about the efficacy of people who yell all the time versus are restrained, and when they use their yell, it's for a point. It's more effective. Is that would you find that to be the case?
I do. I've thankfully had some great coaches in all my playing career.
Yeah.
I've been in the ones that they're grabbing your jersey, they're in your face, you can feel the spit coming out. And then I've had others who have never raised their voice. I brought that balance of both because I do think some players, obviously it's individual, react and you get more from them based off of, the type of player they are. Some of my players, I got to get into them and, hey, you're slacking. You're not working hard. Do better. Others, it's all encouragement. It's all uplifting. And then it gets them going. So for me, it's more so learning my players, learn their whys, their ins, their outs, what really gets them ticking. As a unit, I'm very, very laid back. I think you play better when you're free instead of if I make a mistake. Once that word mistake creeps in your head, things start happening.
Right.
And so I just tell them, play free, play your game, play confidently. The rest will work itself out.
Was your parent, did you have a parent or a family member or someone who's close to you who was a teacher or a coach?
I was raised by Simon Phipps, and my little brother is Styles Phipps, who's a big time player out in Arizona.
Yep.
I think probably got him at number 2 prospect out of there. Simon is the one who raised both me and him to be kind of the player we are today.
What do you mean
mindset
raised?
we have. So came into my life when I was like 10 months old.
Okay.
And just instilled the kind of work ethic we have.
So not a coach, like raised.
He raised.
Oh, wow.
But that raised was a lot on the court.
Yeah, applicable to everything, bro.
It was, life and on the court. And so that kind of just instilled in me the work you need to do on a day-to-day. And that's not just on the court. That's everywhere, like you said.
Does it give you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I just am trying to do that within my program. All the tools and life lessons and hardships I went through, just trying to put that on the youth. And if they go and carry it and go on to bigger, better things, that's ultimately the goal. Why
do you coach? I understand that you are coaching, but why do you coach? What drives you?
My passion for the game. I still play at a very high level, but not everyone's making it to the NBA. Yep. Not everyone's making it overseas.
Yep.
I'm using the knowledge I have, the work ethic I have, my passion. I'm just using it in another form. And that's, like I said, making sure these diamonds in the rough, these players who may not have the IQ, I'm helping them with that IQ. If they don't have a left hand, we're going to work on that left hand. I'm building these players up, and surely enough, they're getting to where they want to go, if not more. And so these girls, and they'll if you see us, we're like a big old family. Like, they love being around each other. That's the most important thing to me, because I think you play better. You like being around. You like enjoying what we have, and that's bigger than me. It comes down to the parents, my people who help me behind the scenes, the players. It's just a great, I think, unit and program that we're building. And I say we because I can't do it on my own. I have a lot of people in my corner, and we're just trying to make things go the right way.
When you coach, do you think about what was given to you from a coach or from a father figure or someone who raised you, or is it something that is more athletic in your desire to pass along your skills?
Actually, I'm going to put this all the love and give her all the props. My mom, I'm the oldest of 8.
Okay.
Correct. Right. Correct. Yeah. So I got 6 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay.
And they literally have been a leader and that second father figure in the house since I can remember. I brought that to the court. Then I played point guard.
Oh, wow.
I led a team myself.
Yep.
It just comes natural to me, and I enjoy that. I want that responsibility. I feel like I'm not doing enough if I don't have that. So leading a program is like it's like I want to do this.
So nurture nature was what you were born to do and kind of raised to do.
Absolutely.
You weren't the oldest in your family.
No, I am.
You are the oldest.
I am.
Oh, wow.
So
you have younger. So I have a son who has 2 older sisters, and they certainly tell him what's what and have helped make him the kind of good human being he is.
Yeah.
But you had the responsibility of helping raise 6 sisters and a brother.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm 28, just turned 28.
Yeah.
The youngest is 12. So in between me and 12 is all those kids. And we trying to bring that chemistry that we have. Like, you won't find a family closer than us. If there's one person playing, we're filling the stands with all of us.
That's right.
And we're being loud and proud about it.
That's beautiful.
So I'm trying to, like I said, take everything and run with it. So we got my family, my life outside. Then we go with my basketball. Everything's like just flowing at a real, real high frequency right now. And I'm just, trying to take it as far as I can.
Being the older brother of 6 sisters and a brother, but 6 sisters, has it helped you coach girls?
Oh, actually, funny enough, anyone who joins me, they say, Coach, I don't know how you do it, and I don't know why you do it, but you're good at it, and thank you for what you do.
Right.
So I'm like, you got to take it easy on your parents, because they're thanking me for getting them off your hands. And no, it transitioned me really, really easily into, like, obviously coaching girls and coaching boys are 2 different different things. I started off on the boys' side. Last summer, I actually had a boys and a girls program.
Okay.
I had one team each.
Yeah.
My training just naturally funneled me into 14, 15 really skilled girls, all from freshmen to juniors. I'm like, wait a second, light bulb went off. I might as well make an AAU team out of this. And we could really start making some noise.
And that's how it started.
Naturally, that's how it started.
Wow.
This wasn't like, I always say, like, it's a bigger power. You know, I'm a very faithful guy, and I'm just thinking, like, this is happening for a reason. There's a reason why girls, 14 of them, just came in a matter of a month and want to train with me.
Do you feel like if you're in the flow in that way, you're a person of faith, that things just kind of fall into place in that way?
I do. I think that the universe will reciprocate what you put out. And I believe you make good choices. You surround yourself with good people. Good things will happen to you. Doing things the right way all the time. And then putting your best foot forward. I think just literally showcasing who you are at all times. You never know who you're going to meet. I learned this at a late stage. It was all just basketball. Just do basketball.
Yeah.
Be good at basketball. And I was like, well, I got more. Like, I'm a leader. Like, I enjoy talking to people.
Yep.
Like, it fills my cup internally. So I'm like, what can I do? I could do more. And every step I made within basketball, I started to get more and more. Started to, you know, be a peer mentor in college. I started to be like a, shadowing freshmen and sophomores, offering tutoring sessions, being a student ambassador. Like, I started doing more and more naturally.
When you were going to college?
When I was going to college. And when I went straight to college, I went to HPU, Hawaii Pacific, straight out of high school.
Did you really?
And it was just basketball.
Yeah.
That's all I was focused on.
Yeah.
I was in the weight room 2-3 hours a day. I was on the court 2-3 hours a day, sleep, do it again. And then I went, had some injuries out there, went to JUCO, GCC,
yep,
and Glendale Community College in Arizona.
Yep.
Started slowly transitioning into, like, I could do more.
Yeah.
I could still be really great at basketball, but I could offer more and not just be a basketball player.
You touched your knees when you said injuries. Your knees?
Yeah, well, I tore my meniscus, sprained my knee, and it's on the left side. I got just falling apart on this one. Then I got a foot surgery. I have a pin about 4 or 5 inches long put in my foot.
Wow.
It's a pretty severe break. The 4th and 5th metatarsal in the bone just kind of gave out on me.
Playing basketball? Or
playing basketball. All of them were basketball injuries.
You went to cut or something? Or what happened to the metatarsal?
It was in an open gym.
Oh, man, come on.
2 weeks before graduation of college.
Oh, man.
Just hooping with the guys. And I go to plant, and it kind of felt like my insole, my shoe, slipped. Like, it just felt like it slipped.
Oh, no.
It wasn't the insole.
Oh, no.
And so I finished like the game. I'm like kind of limping a little bit. Go to take my shoe off and can't move my 2 or 3 toes. I'm like, it's kind of getting heavy, starting to feel a heartbeat. I'm like, yeah, something's not right. We go in, sure enough, just a straight break across.
Oh my God.
They just said it's just wear and tear. It's just something that we, as basketball players, put a lot of stress on our bodies.
Yep.
Eventually it'll catch up to us.
Yep.
And at the time you were probably doing half the rehab, half the prehab you're doing that you're supposed to do, because we're young. We don't know what we're doing.
Right.
We're just out there hooping. And so I took it a lot more serious after the fact, but that was like a 10-month to a year process. Had aspirations of going overseas, doing, taking basketball as far as I can.
And now you're taking it a different way.
I was flirting with going over to Mexico a few times. I was back and forth. I was going on tours. I was traveling. I was out there for like 2-3 months. My longest stint, it just, like I said, I believe in a higher power, and it just wasn't in my cards. A year or two of just putting everything I have into it.
Yep.
Now we're engaged, my fiance.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Newly to that.
Is she a baller too, or is she a civilian?
She's a swim, just a civilian. She's a swim and track. So she's an athlete.
Oh my gosh.
She's an athlete. And I was like, she's to the individual sport too. So I was like, you got it. You're more athletic than me, but and we actually just raced. I never beat her in anything. We raced in the pool.
And
she got me.
I would imagine so.
She got me.
Humbling.
It's humbling. It was. After that, I had a come to Jesus moment, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
you're an athlete too. I'm sorry. So she got me, and then we have a 1-year-old son, Isaiah Jr. So, like I'm telling you, God's plan that didn't work out. Met her, had a son. Program started to grow from training naturally, and so everything just started to really, really go in my favor, and I'm just blessed and feel highly favored that everything is working out the way it is.
Do you feel like your faith helps you in coaching in terms of grounding you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my mom's really, really strong in her faith, and not so much just pushing it on us. It's more so like just understanding about life and who you are and what you want out of it. This you would never tell she'll have a bad day, and she's a single mom of all those kids.
Of 8.
Yeah, and so of 7, I have one more from another from my dad.
Got it.
So she has 7 herself, but man, she's a superwoman.
Yeah.
And so when you see her doing that, your little hardships aren't too bad compared to what she is doing and providing, and you won't even tell.
Has her calm and resolve affected how you coach?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
She is me.
Got it.
And then along the way, I learned the X's and O's from the coaching guys. But like what I am is who she made me. Obviously, it takes a village. So I've had some great role models in my life, great teammates, just brothers that I have now that I grew naturally through basketball. All that stuff just put a real nice collective piece of what you're seeing today. It just didn't happen overnight. And it was a lot of trial and error, just believing in yourself, going for it. If it doesn't work out, understand the why, do better in the next opportunity.
In filmmaking, they talk about after about 3 days, the set, the people in the set, their energy in the set itself reflects the energy of the director. So if it's a crazy director, of high energy, or stressed director, then the whole set becomes stress. If it's laid back, it's fun. Whole set. I think that's a transitive property to basketball. Would you agree that?
I would.
Yeah. So is your team good under pressure, low key?
Hey.
They handle things?
I'll use yesterday's last game as example.
Yeah.
We're down 15 the whole game, down 8 with 1:30.
Okay.
We forced overtime. We tied it in first, forced overtime.
That's beautiful.
Went into, I think, triple overtime, sudden death. We had a backdoor pass. Girl closed out late, took her out the air, knocked the free throw down to win it.
Oh, my gosh.
And after the game, I went through each one of them. And I'm like, individually, you did something to change the outcome of that game.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to overlook that. And I don't want you to think like, because she made the game-winning free throw, she's the reason we won the game.
Everybody.
You stepped up on defense first half.
Yeah.
You kept us in by hitting 2 threes, and I went down the line. So they all know that they're playing a part in what we're doing. Because we have some girls that can go out and get you 20 every time.
Sure.
But we won't win if she just scores 20.
Yep.
The whole team is pitching in.
That's beautiful.
And so they're talking about having the set and the director all on the same page. I keep my calm, cool, and level-headedness all the time. I don't think they probably heard me raise my voice maybe twice.
Yep.
And I'm talking about just for the pure passion. It wasn't anything demonstrative. It was more so like, come on, guys. I like to win. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm level and cool-headed, but I'm a winner.
Yep.
And I tell them, like, I take pride in this. Like, Locked In is me. You guys are a part of Locked In. We got to play the winning basketball at all times. Whether we win or lose, that's not what it's all about. But showcase that you are a winner. Ultimately, the goal is to get to college.
Yep.
Coaches like winners.
So do you think that coming here to this event and events like this helps them showcase? Can you tell that there is a knock-on effect from being here and receiving the kind of competition, being the kind of games you're in, and how it's changing them or the opportunities they're getting from it?
Absolutely. I think back home, we've kind of ran our course where we know the top dogs.
Yeah.
We're in there. We're fighting with them. We may come up a little short,
yeah.
But then those other local teams, we're getting wins. We're stacking wins. So like I said, we're trying to get out here and see new faces, see a pressure we haven't seen before. Yeah. Maybe see a 6'4", 6'5" girl that's giving us trouble. What do we do when that happens? When you face adversity, what kind of player are you? Because you're going to face a lot of adversity in college.
Yeah.
Off the court especially. So how does that help you grow? Some of the girls came out here without the parents, just trusting in me and just to play basketball. That's a good little stepping stone for the next level. That's allowing them like, okay, only thing you have out here is your coach and your sisters, your family on the team. That kind of camaraderie will help them slowly transition to the next level. The U16 girls are freshmen and sophomores, so it's getting them a little bit of a step ahead.
I see.
My juniors, they are just out here playing their hearts out. I got a girl with the eye patch on. She looked like a war veteran. She got hit the ground with her head.
Oh.
And those are the type of efforts they're giving out because they know people are watching. They know they have to give it their all. And they have high aspirations with this game of basketball. And so I'm trying to just give them the platform. Show them the watering hole. If they drink, they drink. I just want to provide them that opportunity to be great. And right now, they're doing it. So I'm super proud of them.
So this is where you are now. Where are you in 5 years? What are you building towards? Where are you in 10 years?
Like I said, I want to grow as big and be essentially not running tournaments like West Coast, but having a gym of my own, being a home for those West Valley kids, being a resource, working on both sides. So I'm slowly building up my network as far as the girls coaches go, guys coaches go. Let me be that voice for them. Let me help them get to that next level when it comes to their recruitment.
Okay.
Let me have 3 or 4 teams and hire on 2 or 3 really established coaches for the girls,
Yep.
2 or 3 really established coaches for the boys. Now, I believe in patience and trusting the process and really sticking to the grind, that stuff will come. So I'm a one-man show right now as far as like I'm the director, I'm the coach,
Yeah.
I'm running the training sessions. Eventually, I want to get it to where we have all like-minded individuals who really connect and know that this is something special we're building, something special we're doing. And to have that impact on the youth, I think it will be a very, very, very fulfilling thing to do. And so ultimately, having a place we call home, whether that be 2 courts, whether that be 1 court, whatever God's plan is what we're going to roll with. But it's just being as resourceful as we can to those who, in the West Valley especially, that may not have that resource.
The last question I'll ask is, you talk a lot about how people, your players, have come into your world, come into your life at the perfect time, person of faith. Do you, but you also talked about the idea of surrounding yourself with excellence.
Yes.
So do you search it out more, or are you actively out there searching out excellent players? Do you have just a good ability to assess talent, to filter those things out? Like, is there any of you actively out there in this world, like creating this environment that you have?
It's more so now that I have those players that I really identify with as like our core, I would call them, like girls that like I would love to be their teammates.
Yeah.
Like they now are doing the recruiting for me because, oh wait, my best friend that I went to middle school with is a small forward, could shoot the lights out. She really wants to play with us. And then we get love from West Coast Elite posting our videos. We have this other organization posting our videos. They may see this podcast. Like different stuff happens naturally, where at first I was out there in gyms like, hey, I'm let me introduce myself.
Yeah.
Now it's more so like, yeah, come along. Let's see if you fit in. Let's go on a tournament, work with the girls, hang out with them. And I always ask the girls, what did you think about her?
Well, that's great.
Do you see her fitting in with you guys? Is there anything that I need to be aware of that may cause some problems down the road? Because ultimately, these core girls, I'm a very loyal guy. So if they're here for me from the start, we're going to build. And they're going to continue to be the core. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do. And then funneling in talent will happen naturally. Like I said, a winning program will attract winners. You have these high school teams that they win state championships. Next year, they get a transfer.
Self-recruit.
2 years now. Now they're a stacked 5-star team. They're traveling nationally. So that's the goal. Ultimately, down the road, would really be nice to get a shoe sponsor for one of these big programs, jump on one of these circuits, and now the work is done. Right now, I'm grinding myself to get them these opportunities. Once you're on those circuits, the opportunities every single tournament. So that'll be the end goal.
Isaiah, it's been fantastic talking to you. I wish you the best, Isaiah Lopez. Where can people get a hold of you and understand where you are and follow you and all the things they need to do?
Yeah, so right now, just Instagram, focusing on that. Again, it's @LockedIn_elite. Based out of the West Valley. That's where we call home. Pride and joy, born and raised there. And so we'll be out and about. You'll see us a lot out here in California. We'll be at Bigfoot at the end of the month, playing U17. I think that's July 26th through the 30th. And that'll be our last hoorah before we end the year. So it was a good summer. I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you being here, and all the best.
Yes, thank you. Likewise.